coming in, like I said, with some vulture harassment. Going to try and kill off some probes. Cannons are going to shut that down pretty quickly. Nicely placed there, also getting in the way of those vultures so they can't really get into the probe line as easily. But Flash has a massive army up in the middle here. Now, Free does have a bit of an advantage here because by going carriers. I mean, this is a really good map for carriers because then he's got a ground force in the middle of the map and he can just assault the main because the if you'll see where Flash's, tank and Goliath line is up in the north, it's so far away from the back of Flash's base, and he's just basically depending on these turrets right now, and carriers can take down turrets pretty quickly. He's just depending on those turrets. He just has to depend on them because there's not really, it's just spread thin, I guess, is what I'm saying. Again, like I was saying earlier, he's spread very thin, and normally being spread, he's even more spread thin. My point is because of the carriers being able to attack the very back of his base, and it's such a vulnerable spot. Because of that, he has to. It stretches out the place he has to be even farther. And anyway, so these Goliaths, a lot of Goliaths out here in the open ground. I'm not sure why Free is not assaulting the back of Flash's base. I think he should get a shuttle, for instance, and drop off a probe on that island, and then put a few zealots in there or something like that, and drop them amidst those turrets and start killing turrets off, and then go in with the carriers, something like that, to really make use of his carriers, because right now he's not really making use of their mobility right now, just by attacking Flash in a stable position where he's got all of his Goliaths. That's kind of silly. But he is also moving with Dragoons at the same time. Flash is going to have to relocate a few of his tanks to protect this location, but Free in the meantime getting a few SCV kills, getting some damage on that command center. And see, this is what I was saying, Flash is really spread thin now. He's going to have to defend all the way at the top, and Free could easily turn things around and attack at the bottom of that tank line as well. Oh, carrier going down, I think. Wow, carrier going down to some concentrated fire. Free not paying attention to that carrier, should have pulled it back a little bit quicker. And Flash getting vision of with the comm sets there was able to pick it off with those Goliaths. Nicely done. Anyway, Flash now adding tons of factories. Adding like three factories to his already like 5, I think, something like that. A lot of turrets in the back there as well. Free continuing to make carriers. So I'm curious if he's gonna. I mean, he's probably gonna keep building carriers. It makes sense to keep building carriers at this point. He's got a lot of bases as well, so he's gonna be able to refill his interceptors pretty quickly here. And carriers can be so cost effective in the long run too, because you just have to build interceptors. Although if there's enough Goliaths, they stop being as cost effective. Anyway, Free, go attack the back of his base. He's got nothing there, buddy. Don't attack where he has all his Goliaths. Oh, he's moving in, trying to pick off some tanks at least. This is another good thing to do with the carriers, is to use them to try and pick off tanks and then go in with the ground forces to attack the Goliaths. Flash has just too much of each though, and look at this. Free trying to take advantage of this spot, that picking off that tank, moves in with some Dragoons, and Flash moves another tank into the way, into the same position again, so he's going to be able to hold that off pretty quick. Anyway, Free now with High Templar as well, so we can see some storms. That's always fun when we see some storms, and that can be really good too when the Goliath, especially if you have the high ground, like if you've got the carriers on the high ground and you drop some Templar off up there, and Flash is battling the interceptors, and you just run in there and storm the crap out of the Goliaths. That could be beautiful. Flash is maxed though. Flash is maxed, and that's when a Terran finally moves out, is when they've got max supply. So here comes Flash with a ton of Goliaths, a nice contingent of tanks as well. The Templar are in the mix. They're pretty new Templars, so I don't know if they have the supply. There's not a lot of tanks on the ground. Actually, there are some more tanks in the backs. Nice storm going off on the Goliaths and the tanks. Gonna really make them vulnerable. He's moving with the Templar. He needs to target the Templar. Templar is getting some nice storms, well, mediocre storms, I should say, on those tanks again, killing off some Goliaths as well. Carriers, unfortunately, going way too far in, and he loses one, and Free looking again very discouraged as Flash now pushes in with, they're about even in supply right now. Storm. Oh, the Templar go down. I think they were out of storm right now. Oh no, he loses the shuttle. I don't know if he had Templar in that shuttle. I think he did. Oh, I'm pretty sure he did, because he had 130 something supply, and he just popped down to 118. And he looked really, really sad about that too. So Free is just really not in a good position here. Flash is pushing in. He's got only a small force left though. I think a contingent of Zealots, a clutch contingent of Zealots, could really push Flash back at this point. But Free losing his carriers, looking really discouraged right now. Flash also in a position where he could move a couple tanks over each of those side bases and kill them off, and that's exactly what he's going to do. That's what you need. That's when the Terran is assaulting the main, they can just send a couple tanks over to these side expansions, and for some reason Protoss players never send like 2 probes out to kill the 2 tanks. Well, to delay the 2 tanks, I guess, because they could unsiege. But still, oh, look at that. Free is taking his hand off his keyboard. That's how defeated he feels right now. Wow. Absolutely amazing here. So Flash now has been macroing like a fiend whilst Free has just been sitting there looking sad. So Flash now has 180 supply to Free's 74. And Free, if you're just going to sit there and sulk, then just get out of the game, buddy. Because there's really nothing left you can do at this point. Anyway, so Flash is going to take another game pretty quick. And look at that. Free looks crushed. Free looks absolutely devastated. And Flash is just cruising right now. I mean, he doesn't have to do anything at this point. Flash is probably, I don't know what Free is doing. Free is just crippled, emotionally and mentally crippled. There's GG coming from Free. Wow. So I hope Free can pull it together, because he looked like, you know, he's kind of, you know, he's sulking right there. We want to see some good games, so we don't want you to be that sad, Free. I'm sorry, but don't pull a Keanu Reeves eating a sandwich. You need to buck up and play some Leonardo DiCaprio and be happy and play to your fullest extent, because we need some good games, man. This is the semifinals. Semifinals game 3. Protoss versus Terran. Flash versus Free. By the way, it keeps saying Pretty GM as the name he uses nowadays, but I just still call him Free. Sorry about that. Need to drink water. More marathon cast. Well, it's not really that marathon. It's only been 20 minutes. Anyway, Free is so discouraged. He has no recourse but to cheese Flash. Wow. Hopefully some Munster cheese or something like that. Hopefully we'll see some good Mazithra. Oh, I love Mazithra cheese. Hopefully it'll be entertaining is my point here. Flash, so good at this game. He can just kind of, you know, brush his hair out of his eyes, adjust his wrists, take off his band-aids, whatever he needs to do, instead of paying attention to the game. Free's going to plant down that pylon right now, and probably just going to go for, you know, well, I mean, we'll see what happens. But he's got a couple options here. It used to be that a pylon like that meant, you know, 2 gateway rush of some kind, especially in a foreign community or something like that. Amateur community, I should say. Flash, oh, Flash, what are you doing? He looks like he was scouting for, what the devil is going on there? That's an interesting mess. Looks like he was scouting for proxies nearby. Is he gonna find this? Oh no, he might. Oh, that's just a forward barracks. Oh, so close. Anyway, what I was going to say is, nowadays, Protoss players, especially the pros, they won't always just go 2 gates. They'll just go 1 forward gateway for pressure, and then, you know, they'll actually tech. So it'll be like a normal build where they go 1 gate into core, except they do it forward, so they can get their Dragoons out and stuff faster. Flash has gone for a forward barracks here, just a little bit forward, just so he can start floating it towards Free's base as quickly as possible. The gateway is up. The first Zealot, and this means that Flash does not have a very well protected location. Once if he gets a Marine out, he may not even make a Marine. The fact that that barracks is so close, so far out, means that he might just make a factory as soon as it's done, and then float the barracks immediately to get a scout in. Is what he might do here. He's gonna make a single Marine, and his SCV's gonna run up here and see the gateway. He sees the gateway. The first Zealot pops out. Flash says, "Crap," and immediately says, "Uh-oh, I gotta do something here." He's got to build something back at his main base and run the Marine. Oh no, the Marine gets caught! His single hit gets hit on the Marine. He has to run away the other direction. He needs to get that Marine back to his main base. The Marine now down to, the Marine almost dies to the probe! The Marine is almost dead. He's down. He's got to try and build that bunker and try and use that Marine. He's got to micro that Marine to its fullest because it has like 4 hit points left on it after that probe and that 1 Zealot hit. So he needs to be super careful. He's making more Marines as well, but he needs to try and get something in that bunker. But still, the Zealots could go by that bunker. I'm not sure why he decided to put that bunker so far forward. I guess so he can hold his ramp. Marine dies. Second Marine dies as well. Oh man, both Marines getting just by a fluke getting caught there, and oh, another Marine coming in, and Free now has 2 Zealots, so he can draw. The Marine doesn't get in there. Oh my gosh, the 3rd Marine dies trying to get in there. Flash is now going to have to try and repair that bunker. While he's going to target the Marine. Is the Marine going to be able to get in there? Yes, a single Marine gets in there, and now he's got to block those Zealots from trying to get by here. But Flash is in dire straits at the moment. He's got a factory up. He's got to start building a Vulture. There's the Vulture, so he's going to be able to micro against these Zealots pretty easily. But in the meantime, he is barely mining. Flash has pulled so many SCVs off that they're not mining at all right now. He's got to get back to mining and just micro his Vulture and not really worry about this. But look at it, he's not even mining. He's got an idle SCVs just sitting around. He's concentrated so much on microing that Vulture, he can't even throw his SCVs onto the minerals right now. He's got that 1 bunker at the front of his base just chilling there. He's got 2 Marines there. I'm not sure why those Marines are not inside the bunker. There they go. And somehow has he cleared out the Zealots from his main base? I don't think he has. Maybe he did. Well, I wasn't looking. Okay, apparently he has. Never mind. So this is really, really bad though for Flash. He was not mining for so long there. He is behind in tech as well. Well, I guess he's okay. Yeah, he's kind of behind in tech because Free's gonna have his what's it called? Range upgrade pretty soon. Free's gonna have his range upgraded here pretty soon, and then he's gonna be able to try and move in. Wow, actually he doesn't really have vision, so it'll be hard. I guess that's the point of that bunker. Is now it'll be tough. Now that he's blocked this off, it'll be tough for Free to move up that ramp because he won't have vision. I guess he could try and run a Zealot in there or something like that, and well, but then he'd lose the Zealot. Anyway, so Flash could theoretically fight his way back into this. Actually, you know, it is Free after all. We've seen Free screw up better leads than this against Flash. Anyway, but he's got to. Yeah, that's actually a really good move by that bunker at the rump. I didn't realize it, but yeah. So because if it was on the low ground, he could assault it with his range upgraded Dragoons, but because it's not, he'd have to get too close to the bunker to actually see it. In order to try and use his range on it. So actually a pretty nice move there. Very cool. I was wondering earlier, I was like, oh, why didn't he put his bunker farther back? And here comes Free trying to make an assault. Running in with these Dragoons, running him past the bunker. He's going to try and micro his way in here and kill things off. You can't really move that bunker. You can't really move the SCVs, the Marines out of the bunker to fight these. He's got to fight with just SCVs and whatever pops out there. Hopefully he'll get a tank out here pretty soon. Free microing back, killing tons of SCVs though with just these 4 Dragoons. He micros within range of that bunker though, and he kills off 1 Dragoon. The SCVs managed to pin a 2nd Dragoon. It looks like this Vulture might pin down a 3rd Dragoon. He needs to be careful not to drag the mine into his SCVs though. And there, I think the SCVs have it trapped. They're going to kill off 1 Dragoon in the corner. I think maybe, yes, finally they do. The other Dragoon is going to get trapped as well. It looks like Free just stopped microing those, apparently. And Flash with a clutch micro repairs the SCV with the other SCV while that SCV attacked. So he actually saves an SCV that way. So very nicely done. But now Free has an expansion up. And he's going to start putting out gateways here pretty quick. And it's just probably just going to assault with mass forces. He may get a shuttle and do something along those lines. But Free now has a commanding lead after